Hey, what's up, everybody? Yours truly back in the space, back in the place once again. Mickey Smith Jr., Mr. Smith here, and this is an exciting time. We are now at the place where, hey, if you're watching this video, Tatiana is gone. Tatiana the turtle is our mascot that reminds us at the beginning of the year that things start slow, but they're going somewhere. So if you're watching this right now, you're probably taking the horn home, practicing, and it's so important to remember the fundamentals because what we're doing is more than band. We're building band. And building band is like building a building. Anytime you build a building, it doesn't look like much is happening at the beginning because, you know, you're bringing in dirt, you're laying the concrete, but that's the most important part because you can't build on concrete that's not set. Anybody that knows anything about building a building knows that the concrete has to dry, it has to set. If you were to build on wet concrete, you wouldn't be able to build much, and the little bit that you did build wouldn't last for long. So I appreciate your patience, and what we're doing right now, guys, is we're giving you the fundamentals that'll help you stay strong through the process. So just to recap, when we talk about assembly, you already know how to do this. If you watched the previous video, you are a pro at assembly. You know the first thing you do is you got to put your insurance on, put your neck strap on to hold on to that thing. You 1, 2, and you're through. You take the plug out of the saxophone. Then the next thing you do is you take the neck, and because you turn the screw twice, you now should be able to easily shimmy, 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 shimmy on. That points towards you. Turn the screw 1, 2. And then you put your cork grease on, okay? You might have even put that on first. It's okay if you do that first. Some people like to do that. And then you put your mouthpiece on, shimmy, 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 okay? Always make sure that you put the mouthpiece on without the ligature because this ligature is very, very thin and brittle. It will break. And then we lay the ligature on. Now, when it comes to the screws, make sure with the ligature, watch this. We don't want to turn it a bazillion times. We just want to go 1, 2, we're through. 1, 2, we're through. That's it. Then we take the reed, okay? And then we rest that reed right here. Flat part of the reed goes on the flat part of the mouthpiece, not the round part, The flat goes on the flat, and then we scoot it back, scoot that ligature back. And then because we only did 2 turns, it's easy for us to tighten it up. 1, 2, we're through. 1, 2. Okay, and we don't want to over tighten it, just enough for it to be set, right? So that's it. That's our assembly. And then watch this. After we do all that, you always want to start, especially as a beginner, with mouthpiece exercises. Now you can do 2 things. You can leave the horn on the neck strap, or if you're more comfortable, you can take that horn off and rest it in the case. I'm gonna lay it down in the case, okay? Now, mouthpiece, all we do is we take the mouthpiece neck. Okay, this is so important. It doesn't sound musical, but I promise you this is so important because we got to get our band face together. We got to get our embouchure. That's the French word for our band face. We have to get our embouchure together. So we take the mouthpiece out, okay, put it together like you just saw, right? Make sure that when we do this, that we let the reed soak in our mouth a little bit. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. So I did that for about the happy birthday song. Why? Because I want that reed to be wet. If the reed is wet or moist, then it's going to vibrate, it's gonna move, it's gonna have flexibility, just like our vocal cords vibrate to create the sound. If it's dry, then it's brittle and it will squeak a whole lot more. And matter of fact, sometimes it can even break. So we want to make sure that it's wet so it has that durability. So how do we play it? We put the bottom lip over the bottom teeth, hide those bottom teeth. We put the top teeth against the top of the mouthpiece, just like that, okay? We make sure that our lip is tight against our top teeth, no bubble lip, and we want to make sure that we have enough mouthpiece in our mouth. Corners are firm. We have to think ew or ah when we play, ah or ew, right? Just like that. We don't want to puff the cheeks. So we want to make sure bottom lip, top teeth, corners in, flat chin, ew, or and that's how we make the sound. Now, speaking of sound, I want you to play this for 4 counts. That's why we have to tap our toe, all right? So we can keep count of it. 4 counts, and then I want you to rest for 4 counts. I want you to do that 4 times. It sounds and looks like this. do that 4 times. Now, as you do that, it's very important that we have corners in, flat chin, no. See how when I puff my cheeks, it squeaks? I have to have that firm face. Now watch, it's gonna be uncomfortable, guys. It's okay. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but watch this. As I tell students, it's not gonna hurt you, it's gonna be uncomfortable. Obviously, we go to the hospital if we're hurt, like you break a leg or there's some type of damage. Obviously, you'd go to the hospital if you're hurt. The saxophone will not send you to the hospital. You're not gonna be hurt. But at the beginning of this, you will most likely be uncomfortable. But with practice and repetition, that discomfort goes aside and it becomes the norm. So I need you to normalize it. I need you to do it and do it and do it until you can do it. Does that make sense? All right, Nike said it, I didn't. Just do it. So watch this. When we do this again, you want to make sure, corners in, flat chin. You also want to make sure, as the paper says, as you're looking at your first lesson sheet, that the paper says, sit correctly, feet flat, fanny front, as always. And what we say in class is sit tall, shoulders fall, meet in the back, feet flat. So you do that 4 times, play, 4 counts, rest, do that 4 times, and then you do 8 counts. So it's gonna be, ready, go. Then you rest for 8 counts, catch your breath, and you do it again. And you do that a total of 4 times. I'm not gonna do all of it. That's for you to do. You practice it that way. And then after that, I want you to do your breathing exercises. Remember, sit tall, shoulders fall, meet in the back, feet flat. We breathe in for 8. We breathe in like the word how. And then we breathe out, do. And you do that on your sheet as many times as it says, just like you did for the mouthpiece. And then finally, then I want you to breathe in and do your sizzling. Sizzling looks like this. We breathe in how, and we breathe out sizzle. Like bacon, like a bacon sound. So that's everything it takes to make the sound on the saxophone. I hope that this video helps you. Feel free to use it, follow along with it, and make your next sounds your best sounds, and your next steps will be your best steps too, but only if you keep on going. Until next time, guys.